In his 1973 book, Robert Schuller asked a question that has since been quoted and requoted, and I'm going to quote it here for you. I first heard it years ago. I don't remember where. It's a good chance you've heard it. It's a good question to think about and ask. The question is this: what goals would you be setting for yourself if you knew that you could not fail? What goals would you be setting for yourself if you knew that you could not fail? More simply, what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? Of course, you'd go big. You'd go big. You'd be at your peak performance every single day, working to make it happen. Now, the question is a good question when it works, what's that question doing? It's shifting how you think. It's shifting how you feel. And it's shifting what you do. So that it's getting you to think in a way that gives you that feeling of certainty. And then you can do your best right now in the moment. But there's a problem with that question. And for many people, because of that problem, there's an initial burst of excitement, and then it doesn't stick. The problem is that it asks you to believe something that you absolutely know is not true. It asks you to think about what you do if you knew you couldn't fail. But you know that you could fail. You know that you will fail. You know that failure is even part of the process, and you like to avoid the failure as much as possible. We do try to avoid that unpleasantness, even when we're conscious that it's a step in the right direction. We're still wired. We got to work on that. So I was thinking that many people would be better served by asking a different question. What would you do if you knew that there is no security? What would you do if you knew there was no security? Who would you be if you knew that there is no security? What would you do if you knew that everything that you place your trust in right now is an illusion? That big client that you signed that, strong agreement with, they can declare bankruptcy and they can cut you off. Happened to a friend of mine recently. That great revenue stream with your flagship product, right? It can become obsolete tomorrow when a big competitor starts giving away something similar for free. That celebrity that you think has everything that you can possibly want goes off and kills himself or herself because the security that you thought they had, the security that you wanted so bad, it's an illusion. So what if you knew that at any moment of every day? What if you knew that? Like, what if that was something that was ever present? You really knew it down to your bones. You knew that at any given moment you can lose your health, you can lose your wealth, you can lose the people that are most dear to you, the people that you rely on. When you put yourself mentally and emotionally in that place, you got to put yourself into that place. You feel a deep gratitude for everything and for everyone in your life right now. You deeply realize, wow, the only thing that I can count on is this moment. The only thing that I'm guaranteed to be able to take with me to the next moment, if it arrives, is knowing that in this moment, I lived to my fullest. I did my best. I was my best. Now, this question pulls your mind out of the past and it pulls your mind out of the future and it focuses you fully in the present moment. The question of what would you do if you knew there is no security? What would you do if you really knew there's no security? Unlike what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail, it's built on something that you really do know is true. You really do know that you can lose anything at any time. We just prefer not to think about it. But if we do think about it, we're way better off. And this, by the way, this is what it means to be free. It means that you do all that you can right here, right now, with who you are now, with what you have now, without concern for what other people are going to think, even the people closest to you. Because 500 years from today, nobody will remember you. Nobody's going to know that you lived. Even if you're buried somewhere on the internet, whatever they have then, you'll be so deeply buried, no one's going to know. With the smallest possible number of exceptions to this rule. So that's freedom, is to be able to do your best right now in this moment without concern for what anybody else thinks, other than what God thinks and what you yourself think of how you yourself are being and doing right now in this moment. And that's what I got for you today. Now, all of us need some help living that way, being and doing our best, because not only do we need some reminders to get our mind in the right place, we also need skills and processes and tools to be able to show up every single day and do our best. And if you're a consultant and you have a lot more to offer than the opportunities that you've been coming across, then go check out profitablерelationships.com. It's new, it's kind of rough, and I'm going to be continuously updating and improving it throughout 2020. But go have a look because there's already something good there right now. So, Dove Gordon from ProfitableRelationships.com. See you soon. If you like this, like it. Leave a comment. If you disagree, leave a comment. If you think other people will benefit, share it.